Hello, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for watching. My name is Rainman, and this is a completion of Devil's Lair solo. You know the deal. We're doing a commentary video where I am watching the playback with you, and I'm talking and discussing about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and I guess how I'm doing it, even though you would probably know most of that stuff. So, overall, it's pretty straightforward. This is actually relatively easy, GrandMaster. It's just long and slow, and you know, I miss Anarchy here, honestly. That made a lot so much easier, but you know, it is what it is. We're in a different time now, so I run Tikus here for the solar damage. I mean, you could run Le Monarch. You could run what's the arc? You could run Trinities if you want. I mean, the bow is really going to be your bread and butter here more than anything else. I chose to run Tiku just because I like the way it works. I do like the Monarch better, but Tiku seemed better here just for the burst damage you can get. It just seems a little bit stronger, but I mean, it's more preference than anything else. And I have, I don't even know the name, Tarantula, I think it is, the linear fusion, just for the arc. Because, you know, that was a problem. I died a couple of the runs just because dealing with the arc captains without arc damage was a pain in the ass. So I switched to this weapon, and this was the next run. I got the clear after that. Yes, I think it's my 4th or 5th attempt? I think it's the 5th attempt. Yeah, anyway. This is how I choose to play it, whether I'm in a group or solo, is take this part slowly and just clear it. I don't like just speeding through. I know a lot of people do that. It's just not my style, personally. I prefer to do this because just dying, going through is just, I feel like it's stupid when I can just take the 5 minutes or so, clear everything out. Especially if you have the damage to break the shields, right? Then it just becomes a distance game. That's what most of this stuff is. It's all just slow, steady, win the race. If you go to this left side here, you have an angle where the fallen snipers can't get you, and you're able to deal with the hive first, and then you can deal with the fallen afterwards. I just try to play it all the way on this left side, and then I'm going to go all the way to the right after we start this first clear here. And yeah, I'm going to work my way back to the middle to deal with the captain. Now, for those of you who don't know, Overload Captains are the easiest to deal with. Minus that one video I saw SO put up, where he couldn't kill them for 10 minutes. I don't know what was up with that, but normally they're the easiest ones to deal with. So, if you deal with the overloads correctly, there's a couple ways to deal with them. But one way to deal with them is, especially with the Overload Captains, if you continue to do overload damage to them, they stay in one place and they don't move. And the only downside to using Tikus here is that forces them off of place because of the explosions, so they'll get staggered and they'll move. It's the only thing I don't like about this bow, but otherwise it's very efficient. So as long as you're doing overload damage consistently to the captain, they will not move, and that will allow you to just bake them very, very easily. It's easier with other weapons. The Monarch would actually be better for that, or any other bow, matter of fact. Just with the explosion damage of Tikus, that's what caused the problem. So you can stun with Tikus in both modes, hip fire or aim down sights, but just make sure you get the sound cue and you drag it all the way back. I mean, I think there's a few times here where I actually messed that up. I don't fully draw it because Tikus is slightly longer than a couple of the other bows. For the most part, it's fairly straightforward. As you'll see, you'll keep them stuck here as long as you keep doing overload damage to the captain. And then, yeah, the explosion there bounces them off target. Now, it's not a problem here, but in other places, it can be an issue. So be wary of that before you choose this bow. Easy peasy, he goes down. And we keep it moving. So this next part here, in my opinion, this is the hardest part, is dealing with this fucking barrier knight, bro. Oh man, I can't stand them. I still don't have a great way to deal with them. The way you're going to see here is how I deal with it on the Warlock. On the Hunter, I do it slightly differently, but on the Warlock, Top Tree Voidwalker, at least you're able to get the grenade to hit him, and one grenade will pop his barrier. And if you're able to break the barrier, hopefully you can burst him down here. Because otherwise, there's no real good spot to take the fight here from him. Well, there is, but he needs to be in a good spot. So it kind of has to work both ways instead of just you being in a good position. That's why I find this guy difficult to deal with. But yeah, remember, you don't have to shoot him in the head to break the barrier. You just have to shoot any part of their body. So you're gonna see me shoot his left toe here. Shoot the shit out of that bitch. Super burst. God, what the run before this? So I did do 2 runs with this bow. Yeah, because the one before this I hadn't reloaded the tarantula because I'm so used to using the auto loading. And I had no bullets for that, and then everything just went to shit after I didn't burst him down. Anyway, so once we're going to clear these 2 acolytes, we're going to go down these stairs. I like dealing with the wizard first, because if you do not go to the right door, the overload captain does not move from the stairs. So as long as you don't go through this doorway, the overload will stay in one spot, so it gives you time to clear out all the other ads, so you can just deal with the captain. I find that to be much easier than dealing with the captain and the wizard and all the other things shooting at you. So you go to the left doorway first, just don't go through it. Just stay back, clear out everything you can on this side, then you can go to the right doorway and bake the overload, essentially. It makes it much easier to deal with this first part. I always hold it a little longer than I need to, just to make sure I got the overload round. I really only do that on this bow. I don't know why. But yeah, so we're gonna clear this overload. When you go into the room, that spawns the thrall in, so just make sure you clear those guys out before you move on. You know, with the barrier knight by himself, he can kill you from distance. So you gotta make sure you're dodging his booms. His boomers shots, they can hit you. He'll predict your movement. He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. If you can get him here, that's great. If not, he just moves up, and he becomes part of the major fight. I believe this run I clear him right here. I'm not sure. If you kill both acolytes, that causes the barrier knight to move forward, and you have to progress the fight to kill him. But if you can get him before killing both acolytes, that'll keep him here, where you can deal with him by himself. So once we kill him, we move on to the big fight. In my opinion, the Vandal snipers on the catwalk need to go down first. I always try to focus them down somehow, some way, especially before you gain the attention of everybody and they start aggroing you. I try to let them fight themselves while I take out the Vandals. But as soon as you shoot, they're going to start attacking you. So you got to be... I think I almost die here. Yep, I don't see it. I see it now watching it back, but I didn't see it when I was playing. But yeah, boom. Once both Vandals are down, they're in good shape. Now it's just a matter of clearing them out, staying alive. Again, guys, any questions you have, please feel free to post them in the comments, and I will answer them as quickly as I can. Always down to help, man. More people doing these solos, more people get better at the game. More likely, an LFG I find has good players, right? So it works out for everybody. I know we've all been in that LFG. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. And you get in there, it's like, wait, what's anarchy? Yo, no joke, I had that happen to me in a day one raid. Day one raid for Vault of Glass. This guy said he knew he was ready to go. We believed him. Then he asked what anarchy was during the conflict fight. That was bad news. I left the clan that night. So, for the next part, once we kill this overload, I think I go look for ammo and then I start it up. But anyway, so for the next part of the fight, I choose to do it in the far back of the room where those train cars are. The ads do not push past the little gully there. That's by the train cars, and they do not come to the behind the train cars at any point. So you always have cover back there. That is crucial for this. So you can take the entire fight from back there, for the most part. Sometimes you might have to come out just to fight a few ads, but overall, I don't know why I was doing this, but overall you can take the entire fight from back there. For the first wave, you have the one overload captain that spawns, and then the rest is just a bunch of ads. For the second wave, you have barrier knight. I think that's it. I think it's just a barrier knight, and then the third wave is 2 overloads, and sprinkled throughout are some shielded, solar shielded wizards, arc shielded captains. Yeah, if you don't have all the elements, it can be a little bit more challenging. So, you know, I decided to go with all the elements. But yeah, as you can see from back here, you're able to do this entire part of the fight with no issues, as long as you stay safe. Now, for this first part here, if you're back here where I am, once you kill the overload and you clear out a bunch of the ads, all the dregs are standing by the little, I don't even know what you would call it, but by the thing you use that starts this whole encounter. So if you go up you're going to see me doing the video, if you go up to the far part of the trains here, you can just throw a grenade over there and you'll get a bunch of kills. And then once most of those are dead, 3 more dregs spawn in that have Lord of Wolves, and they're going to come and push you. Then you kill them, then that spawns all the shanks. The shanks spawn all 3 waves, so be mindful. And those vandals are always on the catwalk there, so don't push too far ahead or they will kill you. But yeah, this is a part here where I'm going to throw the grenade, kill most of them. I think I missed one this time. Yeah. So now the 3 dregs are going to come. There we go. And the shanks. So yeah, once you clear all the shanks, you got to kill the last few vandals and the arc captain, and that will trigger the next phase. And you want to get back to safety as quickly as you can. The second wave has Hive and Fallen, so they will fight each other and fight you. The wizard, the 2 wizards and the thrall spawn in the back of this room here, close to where you are, and the barrier knight also spawns back there. So if you do enough damage, you can get his barrier shield early, and you can kill him before he makes his way all the way over to the little satellite you use to start the fight. That's the best way to deal with that barrier knight, but it doesn't always work out that way. I'm not sure how it's triggered. I think it's when you kill one of the wizards it's triggered, but it might just be triggered based on ads in general. So if you just clear a certain number of ads, that's what spawns the barrier. I'm not sure on that. But yeah, if you guys want to do a solo GM, this is definitely one that's worth doing. It's really not too bad. You just need to be patient. And you do not have to use my loadout. You can go invis here if you feel more comfortable with it. I like the Voidwalker. The grenade is just so strong. I love that grenade. Can't wait to see what they do in Witch Queen, man, with the aspects and fragments. It's gonna be something. So then, yeah, the wizard dies and then the night spawn. So I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. If I do figure it out, I'll pin it in the top comment. Actually, I don't even know if I need to do that. I'll probably just post it in there and you can find it. Let's see. I should have bursted him down, but doesn't matter. Arc Knight. Ah, yes, that Vandal. Yeah. He has to go. He is a one-shot kill unless you're spec'd out to deal with it. But yeah, try to take him out as best you can. He will shoot you before the others will, and he's lethal. Just be mindful of that guy. I missed so many shots, man. Sorry about the delayed in the uploads. A lot's been changing in my life recently. I'm not in my normal setup. I'm actually in a hotel somewhere, so yeah, it's not my best gameplay. But we got it done. I did not get Corrupted done last week. Didn't have as much time as I wanted to run it. I died quite a few times and I got frustrated. So I didn't put the time in to beat it. I should have. Let me tell you, I got here on the first run and I didn't have arc. So I was just, using Tikus to bake them. God, that didn't go well. They ended up getting me in the end. I got sloppy. So that caused me to put on Tarantula not too long after that. Thankfully I field prep on this thing, or I don't know what I would have done. I might have ran a rocket or something. Just reload is so important in this place. Yeah, well, just in general, in my opinion, I'd take a reload perk over a damage perk. But again, that's just me. I know a lot of people prefer the damage perks, and I don't dislike damage perks, but I'll take a reload over damage anyway. That's why Frenzy is just so strong. I mean, even with the nerf, I think it's 15% now, and it's still incredibly good. These are the two Overload Captains. They push you in round 3, so they're going to be up in your face along with a bunch of other Fallen. So this is probably the riskiest time for this whole part. And then Voidwalker to the rescue. Man, what a grenade. That thing is so good. I really hope we don't lose it in Witch Queen with the new subclasses. Well, not new subclasses, but new designs with the aspects and fragments. I really hope this thing's still here. I think it will be, because they haven't said anything about sunsetting exotics. But who knows? You might give them a way to get rid of some exotics and bring some new ones in with the new system they developed. Because there might not be a need for controversy anymore. Because if you can't charge your grenades on top tree, then controversy is worthless. You might as well not be in the game anymore. So I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, I'm just interested in Witch Queen in general. You know, I'm sure we're all in that same boat. Can't wait till February 22nd. Got a request off work, and then the raid's going to be most likely 10 days after that. So it's going to be a great time. Great time. That first month of the new expansion is always amazing. Let me know if you guys want more content. I can do some thoughts videos because I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things, and I disagree with a lot of people. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean I'm right. But if you guys would be interested in hearing some of that, let me know. I have a lot of arguments with some of my friends that I play with. I wouldn't. Well, they're not arguments. They're more disagreements and discussions. Like my one friend thinks field prep isn't good, and I find that insane. Field prep is one of the strongest perks in the game. And if you don't think so, I feel you're incorrect. Field prep is incredibly powerful. I mean, I'm running it here, and you see how quick that reload is, and you get a couple extra shots, and you pick up more ammo. It's so good. See, you forget about that Vandal. Ah, can't believe I did that. Rookie mistake. But yeah, once those two Overload Captains are done, I mean, the rest of this is very, very straightforward. So in the next room, you have the you have one Overload, and then you have a couple of Dregs, and then a few Vandals. And I think 3 of the Vandals are snipers, so they are deadly. That room is not as easy to get through as you would think, because those snipers can kill you very, very easily. So just be mindful. You'll see how I deal with it, and I still get hit, because I don't do it as well as I needed to. But yeah, there's some, you can peek in and out of cover in one spot. You can also go straight across the room, but that's risky on a GrandMaster, because they can hit you while you're going across the room, so I don't always push that way. Especially the GM. I'll always hang out where you're going to see me do it. And then once we get through that room, that's when we got to deal with the freaking tanks and the Brigs. It's just slow, man. It's just slow. I'm sure there's ways to do it faster. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are ways to do it faster than I do it here, but this isn't a race. For me, this isn't a race. This isn't a speed run. This is just a clear. And I'm showing you the easiest way to clear it. So yeah, right here, you're going to want to take those guys out on the right side of the room so you don't get hit as you're peeking in and out of cover. You don't want to go too far because those snipers are right there. And yeah, see? That was bad. I think they hit me again here too, but I had to rip. Yeah. I don't know how they do that, man. Like, honestly. Yeah, the other Vandal wasn't a sniper, so I wasn't as worried. I almost died there too. Man, this is sloppy. For the next room with the servitor, in my opinion, taking those 2 Vandals out on top of that little shack there is the most important for when you're fighting the servitor, because they're also snipers, so they're also one-shot kills. So I always try to get them first, and if I'm able to do that, it just makes dealing with the barrier much easier. Now, there are snipers further back but if your back is against the wall in this little room I'm standing in, the snipers all the way in the back don't shoot you. I think if you're a couple feet in front of that wall, they will shoot, but if your back's against the wall while you're fighting the barrier, they do not shoot you. So that's something to just be mindful of. As long as you keep your back against the wall, you won't be sniped by the snipers further back, but you will still be hit by those 2 snipers on top of the little shack. That's why I try to get them as quickly as I can. Yeah, see, once I get them, I'll move out a little bit more, drop the rift, and I'm ready to fight. Yeah, I really thought that Servant was going to go back left. That's why I threw that grenade, but it didn't work out. See, I'm fighting him with my back against the wall. I will not get sniped by those snipers in the back, even if I did shoot them here, and they still didn't shoot back. So just do your best to keep your back against the wall here. Unless you're able to take those snipers out quickly, then you won't have to worry about it. But when you're doing a solo here, I feel this is a better method to do it. So once you get this and the servitor and there's a few ads here, just go right around the corner to the left, and then there's a vandal on that other building on the top. He's also a sniper, so you want to get him as well. That's after you clear these first. Yeah, so you're gonna see them. Yeah. After you clear these first 2 snipers on the right, there's a sniper to the left on the building over there. So you want to get him first as well. Snipers, you always want to get them as quickly as you can. So yeah, there's 3 snipers back there, if you did not know. All right, now we're gonna go to the left and sniper first. Try to do them a little further back, so that way the ones on the ground aren't able to shoot you as well. Now remember, if you push too far into this room, well, it's not really a room, but you get what I mean. If you push too far in the room, that spawns the walker and the 2 Brigs. And once that happens, it becomes much more difficult to move around. So you want to clear out as many of these ads before that happens. So there's 4 yellow bar vandals in the back that are all snipers. You want to get them as quickly as you can as well. And there's also a few snipers in the middle of the map that you want to try to take care of. Now, if you happen to spawn in the Brigs and the walkers, it's not the end of the world. It just becomes a little more difficult to do everything here. Once again, this is a very slow and steady pace of doing this. This is not an easy clear anymore, especially without war mine cells, man. Oh, man. I miss those war mine cells. I'm not sure if those vandals can shoot you. I think they can, but I'm not certain. There's 4 of them, by the way. As you can tell, this is live and uncut, ladies and gentlemen. It's like Dr. Disrespect. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-time. What does he say? Blockbuster gamer or some shit? He's a mess. An incredible streamer. He has a talent. Yeah, there's an overload captain under this bridge here, so if you can take him out before all the Brigs spawn in, that makes it a lot easier to deal with the Brigs. You don't have to worry about that captain getting you. Again, this is just so... I'm staying far enough back so I don't spawn everything in. I'm clearing all the ads out. And most of the time you can get the captain to peek like here. Look at that, man. He's using the shotgun, and he hits you from this far away. They're so strong. But you can keep them in place. So, trade-offs, right? Bungie still makes them easy to deal with. You know how to deal with them. And they don't bug out, because that can't happen. Where it's not your fault. It's just, they bugged out. Right there. I think he got his health back there. I don't know. He was behind that thing. I guess I must not have hit him. I missed one of the yellow bar vandals. I thought I got them all and I didn't, so that'll come back to bite me in a little bit. But don't worry, I'm able to deal with them. So here I'm just checking, seeing if I missed something, and even though I checked, I still missed. So you move forward, it spawns in everything. I like dealing with the Brig on the left first, but this is total preference. You can do whichever one you want. You just want to keep things, you know, between... I mean, I don't need to tell you guys how to fight a Brig if you're watching this video. I got no great tips here. I just, you know, keep my distance from him and keep stuff in front of us so all the shots will hit anything but you. I mean, and then when he goes into the air, if you can either get higher than him because he's pointed at an angle. So if you can get far enough away and high enough, he can never hit you, which works in some scenarios. And then other times you're just, you know, peeking in and out of cover. But you can die through walls, so be mindful. Don't just like go behind a wall and he can hit that wall, right? Because, you know, sometimes it will kill you through a wall. So make sure you're just far enough back from the entire AoE, whether you're behind cover or not. Just make sure you got this. Oh, this is so much easier with Anarchy. I mean, Anarchy's still really, 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 really good, but it's just, especially now that the Sepix is now classified as a boss again. I think it was a bug in the code earlier. He used to be classified as a major, but now that he's classified as a boss, Anarchy against him is just totally worth it. It ends up being better in a solo, in my opinion, to run an exotic bow, just because you're using the bow so much in here, and the exotics are so strong. I love the Monarch. That's one of my favorite things in the game. Just that poison effect is just so good. I wish it stacked it with Necrotic. That would be... Man. If it's stacked with Necrotic, I'd probably be running Bottom Tree Dawnblade instead of Top Tree Voidwalker. Because if you don't know, Bottom Tree Necrotic with Bottom Tree Dawnblade with Necrotics is really, really good. Even though they fixed the bug from earlier in the season, it's still really, really strong. Now the walker can hit you from where I'm fighting this Brig, so just try to keep your eyes peeled on both of them. Yeah, I think, yeah, I saw the laser. Grenade. I thought he was going to go back left. He went so many times. Oh, he did. Oh, okay. That wasn't a bad grenade. All right. Never mind. So again, like for this, right? I could technically go to the top of the tower here, or that first little shack, and I could fight the Brig from there, and he won't be able to hit me because of the angle of the shot. But if I do that, then I got to deal with the walker. So I just end up fighting him. You could go to the top of that little shack, and he would have no way of hitting him while he's doing it in that animation. Why don't I just finish him off with the linear fusion? I probably should have done that. Oh, I missed that. I guess that's a mistake. Yeah, we're 13 minutes into this room. I haven't even started fighting a walker yet. Jesus. Now, on Voidwalker, there's a couple spots you can use. You're going to see one of the spots I like here. I am just going to chuck grenades to kill him the whole time. Keep myself safe, and anytime a ship comes, you want to get cover because the ships will kill you on some run-bys. It's like I'm talking about StarCraft. The Zergling run-bys are going to get you. But that's really what it is. They just do these flyovers, and they will get you from the air. So I just toss grenades. Takes long? Yes. Is it safer? Yes. Is it a little boring? Yes. But does it work? Absolutely. Again, you don't have to do this. It can be done quicker. It can be done faster. It's just with a little bit more risk. It is totally your preference. It's just how I choose to do it. Just because I'm recording it, number one, and number two, I just want to get it done. So there's the ship. If you go hide behind this little leaning tower of boxes, you will be safe. I went out a little early there. Yeah. Now, after that ship comes, there they are. So there will be cloaked marauders running around. Just keep your eyes, not really eyes, it's your ears. Just keep your ears open. You'll hear them coming, and you'll be able to deal with them. That's if you're using the strategy I'm using here. if you don't have Controverse, this strategy doesn't work. You should definitely do it a different way. But if you have Controverse, this is easy, straightforward way to get it done. At least the walker part. After we clear the walker, I recommend dealing with the barrier servitor first, unless, I think in this run the barrier servitor is all the way in the back, so you can deal with the overload captain that's in the middle. You can deal with him first and then deal with the overload. But if you push too far forward, that spawns another overload, actually another 2 overload captains. Or is it 1? It might just be 1 because the other one spawns when you kill the walker. I'm not sure. But as you move forward, at least 1 more overload captain will spawn, and if the barrier servitor is still up, it will make that overload captain immune, and it becomes much more difficult to deal with that barrier. So try to get the barrier down before you push up too far. You'll see it in the video. As we get to that point, you're going to see an overload captain has spawned as I'm moving forward closer to the exit of the room. So be mindful. Try to get the barrier down as quickly as you can. It should be a priority unless there's something that's easier to take care of. Like in this case, overload captain was easier to take care of before I took care of the barrier. Keep those ears open. Once the walker goes down, it's just a matter of clearing out the rest of the room. Again, slow and steady wins the race. So see, the barrier is so far away that dealing with them is kind of difficult, and I know that if I push forward, that spawns the overload captain. So I end up dealing with the other overload that's already there in the middle. And there's that damn sniper that came back to bite me. But thankfully, he did no damage. Your ship comes in. I guess the ship is what drops the overload into the middle? Looks like it. No, I guess not. I guess it was already there. Now I know I'm not going to get shot in the back. But watch. And once we push forward here, I think I'm able to kill the barrier before it happens. But watch the bottom left of the screen. As I move forward towards the exit, you'll see the overload captain spawn. That's what we're trying to avoid while the barrier is still alive. Yeah, see? A champion has appeared. So thankfully the barrier was almost dead. I didn't have to worry about it. And it didn't become an issue, but it can. So just try to avoid it if possible. Man, I missed so many shots today. Jeez. Thank goodness you can keep overload captains at once. Doesn't seem to work with the others the same way. Definitely not the Scorpion. And definitely not the Vex Minotaurs. I'm not sure about the overload taken Hobgoblin, but I don't think it works with them either. I do know that when you're dealing with those overload taken Hobgoblins, if you do any damage to them that is not an overload round, it causes them to shoot all those. I don't know. I don't even know what you would call them. You know what I'm talking about if you've dealt with those overload Hobgoblins. But yeah. Alright. The rest of this is super straightforward after this. So, boss room. As soon as that door opens for the boss fight, you have 2 overload captives to deal with. I just deal with them in the doorway with healing rifts, you know, doing the best I can. Then it comes to the boss fight. Now, there's no tricks to the boss fight except staying in that left side room. You go underneath sometimes to do some damage to the boss, but I have no real commentary for that part. It's just doing the fight at that point and staying safe in that room, knowing when you can go out, doing what you got to do. Yeah, so I'm going to end the commentary here, actually, guys. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you watch until the end. You get to see the boss kill. Other than that, my name is Rainman. And until next